It feels good to be back. Let's see if we can break out of this cold streak and find some winners. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jason Mattis with Winning Bets, joining you guys on the Thursday edition here of Winning Bets, giving you guys free sports picks every single day. I want to kick off with this show with saying thank you guys to everybody out there who reached out to me here on YouTube and also on Twitter, giving me some positive thoughts, giving me their thoughts, their well wishes, as my son was dealing with this COVID scare that was going through his school and really just obviously going through his classroom with his teacher coming down with COVID. He's back in school today. That's why I'm sitting here right now. We did the PCR test yesterday. He came back negative. So we're not completely out of the woods. He's got to take a test every other day to be able to remain in school for the next 10 days. But it's a good positive start that the first one came back negative and he's able to return back to school. But again, just wanted to say thank you to everybody that you did pass along your well wishes and your positive thoughts as dealing with COVID. It's not fun dealing with this stuff. It obviously disrupts your life, and dealing with kids is obviously, the worst, right? We have a choice to be vaccinated. We're adults. Kids don't have a choice. So worry about them getting COVID, but so far so good. So again, thank you and appreciate everybody out there. As for the sports world, as for what we're doing around here, boy, it has just been a absolutely brutal week. Let's go ahead and recap Tuesday real quick, and then we'll also go ahead and recap Wednesday's action as well. Tuesday, really just got spoiled really by that St. Pauli versus Dortmund game. I mean, we missed Chelsea team total, over 1.5, but it really played out to exactly kind of how I thought in terms of giving you guys that bet. Chelsea get the early goal, and then you get 60 minutes, an hour of football to get a second goal to go ahead and double your money. I would do that bet again every single time. Just Chelsea was unable to convert some of their good chances, that they had in that second half. And then obviously, the St. Pauli Dortmund game. Dortmund, just had a bad performance. And quite frankly, they came into it hot, really hot. They beat Freiburg 5-1 over the weekend, going up against a team in Bundesliga 2, and got down early, got down 2-0, and just couldn't really do anything. Only got a penalty. It was how they got their goal. It didn't really look good at all. I was kind of going back and forth between watching that game and also watching that Chelsea versus Brighton game. But the parts that I did watch, like it is when you generally lose, right? You can't really convert in the final third. Your final touch is not there. Just wasn't Dortmund's night at all. We did get one winner on Tuesday. The Hockey Squirrel came through us. He's not really on fire right now. We're 5-1 tailing the Hockey Squirrel, 4-0 in his last bets, and he came through with a good over right there in that Jets Capitals game going over 6 goals. So good cash for us right there. Yesterday was a completely different story. While maybe Tuesday we had just bad results, like I said, in that St. Pauli versus Dortmund game and Chelsea as well. Wednesday was bad results, but mixed in with a few really, really bad beats. Let's talk about Wednesday. Started off good. Thought maybe I was going to turn the corner, maybe come out of this cold streak, because both in the Tottenham game and in the Brentford-Manchester United game got late goals. Tottenham coming through with a late goal there in FIFA time to get us our second goal that we needed. They ended up getting a dramatic late third goal, which was just remarkable. I mean, Leicester turns the ball over at midfield. Spurs hit him with one just excellent through ball up to Bergevin, and Bergevin doesn't miss his opportunity to grab a late, winner there for Spurs. So that was dramatic. I mean, I was still celebrating the second goal and was still really high from that. And then to sit there and watch Bergevin put a third one past Leicester, well, that was a really fun watch. Then for Brentford, need both teams to score to go ahead and cash that bet. Brentford gets a late goal around 85th minute. So just another dramatic moment right there. Was going back and forth. Both of those games were on TV. We're just going back and forth watching that. That was just an incredible fun afternoon, cashing 2+ money bets. Remember, Spurs was at even money. Brentford, Manchester United was at plus 118. So yeah, good, fantastic. Was on cloud nine. Was on cloud nine there in the afternoon. Was really flying high right there after those soccer bets. Flying high after soccer, boy, just came crashing down in the NBA. Let's talk about these NBA bets, because again, some of these were just absolutely brutal. First one there is Clarkson. Needed over 19.5 points. Ended the game with 19, so lost on the hook. Jazz are losing. This is the part I don't quite get. Jazz are losing. They take him out with roughly 4 minutes to go and put in the starter Ingles. I mean, Clarkson's a way better scorer. I mean, you need to also get some defensive stops, but you're losing the game. You need to get points. You're only down, I think it was like 5 points or so at that point when they took him out. I would have left Clarkson in and go for more of the offensive side of the game to help you get a chance to win that game. Jazz ended up losing that game. Leave the offense on the court, especially when my guy's on the hook and I need one more point. Come on, coach. Leave my guy in. Same deal with Bradley Beal. Wizards end up losing that game. We lose Bradley Beal. We needed over 23.5 points. Bradley Beal ends that game with 23. Lots of deferring there late in that game. He wasn't just looking, just wasn't his normal shot volume. It's just really unfortunate right there, losing that one. Then Steph Curry as well. He can't go over his 3-point, made field goals because Joel Embiid had a 50-point night. Joel Embiid took all the shots. Everybody else just stood there and watched Joel Embiid just sit there and eat. He had all the field goal attempts, obviously all the points. Nobody else really chipped in and did much. Joel Embiid had himself one hell of a night while every other 76er just stood by and watched. We did get one NBA player prop winner though, D'Angelo Russell, over 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Think he ended with mid to upper 30s, if I recall correctly. I kind of, stopped paying attention once we go ahead and get the cash. That was just a great play right there up against a terrible defense. We're going to go ahead and look to play him again. He's getting another soft opponent in his next start. So he's been cashing over his points, rebounds, and assists number. He's in this stretch here playing some really soft defenses, starting with that Atlanta Hawks. Look for us to go ahead and run back D'Angelo Russell tomorrow night in his next start. NBA first quarter over-unders, lost all three. Grizzlies, Bucks, that wasn't a bad beat. That was, just a loss. That happens right there. Blazers, Heat started off just really, really poor shooting. They kind of turned it on late, gave us a chance to maybe get in a sweat and think we were going to get a cash, but then they went cold again in the final minute and was unable to get that cash right there. Pistons, Kings, that was just a brutal beat. He's just brutal. Under 57.5 points. Kings make 0 3-pointers. The game ended with 59, so just 2 points. My man makes a bucket with 17 seconds to go ahead and sink us. But the real just brutal part of that was there were 24 free throw attempts. 24 free throw attempts in the first quarter. Hell, the Kings got 15. They only averaged 21 free throw attempts per game. They got 15 in the first quarter. Like, Pistons, just stop fouling. What the hell are you doing? Just stop hacking them, man. They got damn near all of their free throw attempts they get an entire game. They got in the first quarter. They're on pace for 60 free throw attempts at the end of the first quarter. Just stop fouling. Stop giving us free points. Oh, man, brutal. It seems like I was watching that game every time of shooting foul. Unreal right there. Just brutal. We did get one NBA first quarter, and of course it's Cavs on the road. That is the absolute cash cow. They're now 21-3, if I get that number correctly. 21-3 cashing NBA first quarter against the spread on the road. We've been a part of a large chunk of those. Obviously, we're going to tail the next one. Whenever they're on the road again, we'll definitely go ahead and back them, blindly backing them now. Because remember, they beat the Spurs when they were on the road because the Spurs were the best team at home. They won that one. We're blindly backing the Cavs. They are by far the cash cow in the first quarter, and they came through for us again last night against the Bulls. Cavs, unfortunately, though, did not cash their team total. Rough beat right there. Just rough. Falling, 5 points short. They didn't get a bucket with the last 4 minutes and 18 seconds of that game. They got 0 field goals. They only got 2 made free throws. They went 4 minutes without making a bucket? That's a brutal beat. Come on, 4 minutes, no field goals being made in 4 minutes? That's rough. That's absolutely rough right there. And then Spurs team total is another just brutal beat. First of all, it's a 2-unit play. Love that 2-unit play. I would make that same play again. You're going up against the Thunder, who are top 5 defensive team in the league. They put up points of 32 in the first, 37 in the second, 38 in the third, and 12 in the, and then 12 in the fourth. Okay, I'll give you credit. The fourth quarter is obviously relatively low, so they should normally bump that up. But 32, 37, and 37? Hell, we could have averaged 28 points per quarter and still gotten the good cash. The Thunder just, for whatever reason, first 3 quarters, decided to play absolutely 0 defense in that game. Brutal right there. They even only ended the game with 118 points. 118 points. We just need a little bit of defense. You're a top 5 defensive unit in the NBA. I had that scored at about, I have to remember from my notes, like 106, I believe, if I had it scored correctly, 106. Just give us a little bit of defense in those first 3 quarters, and our 2-unit play would have easily cashed. Instead, we get a brutal beat because it ends with 118, and there's just no defense being played throughout those first 3 quarters. So just another tough day. Obviously Monday was tough. Tuesday was tough. Wednesday was tough. It's brutal. These cold streaks, they're no fun. They're absolutely no fun. The approach is the same. The approach is the exact same as if you're cold as versus when you're hot. Because when you're hot, it's not like you're just grabbing stuff out of the air and you're like, whoa, I'm on a heater. I'll go ahead and take that Cavs team total or I'll go ahead and take that Spurs team total. I'm on fire. Just give me the bets. You don't do that. You put in the same amount of work when you're hot. Well, you do that same thing when you're cold. So it's, you can't work any harder. I'm in a cold streak. I literally cannot put in any more work. I'm doing all the work, just not getting the results. And it's frustrating. I hate it for you guys most. I always hate it for you guys most because you guys are tailing my picks and you guys are losing money. I mean, we're all losing money, but I hate it more that you guys are losing the money. How do you break out of a cold streak though? You keep betting. You keep betting, right? I mean, if you take time off, then you just come back and you're still cold. So you just keep betting. You trust what you're doing. Again, I'm putting in the same amount of work. I would have made all those bets again, just not getting the right results. That'll turn. Not deterred at all, because I know, but the fact that I would make those same bets again lets me know that I'm still happy with the work I'm putting in, and I'm also happy with how I get to the process of making that pick selection. So the fact that I still like everything up until the result, I hate the result, but I like everything up until the result, lets me know I'm still comfortable with what I'm going through, the work that I'm putting in per se. Just need to go ahead and get better results, and hopefully today maybe we can go ahead and get some better results. And hopefully you guys are laughing at these, beats as well. I mean, obviously not losing money is not fun, and I'm not, obviously suggesting that it is, and that doesn't mean I obviously don't care. I care so damn much. I mean, I care so damn much, but you gotta laugh at some of this stuff. I mean, Thunder got no defense. Cavs go 4 minutes and 18 seconds without a bucket. Get a gazillion free throws in this game. Some of this stuff is just laughable. I mean, it's just laughable in terms of how you're losing the bet. So hopefully you guys can laugh it off while still, having the mindset of I'm still pissed. I'm still extremely pissed, and now let's go back to work and let's get the result. What do we got lined up for you today? Well, we got the Hockey Squirrel coming on our show today, and boy, do we need the Hockey Squirrel. Again, we're 5-1 tailing the Hockey Squirrel, and we're 4-0 in our last bets tailing the Hockey Squirrel. Can't wait to see what he comes and gets on the show. I know he's coming off a profitable night in which he, obviously he sells his picks to, he sells his picks, so I know, he's my buddy, and I know he had a good profitable night last night. Let's just hope. I'm going to try and talk him into giving us more than one pick. I mean, bro, I need all the picks. I'm cold as shit. Whatever you got to your members, just give them to me, bro. I need all the picks. So, joking aside, he's obviously not going to give us all his picks. Again, he sells his picks to people. So, but I'll try and see if I can maybe get more than one pick out of him. We need him. We need him to come through. So, check back a little bit later on. We'll see if the Hockey Squirrel can't stay hot and see if he can't find us some more winners. Other action we've got going on today, you got Liverpool going on versus Arsenal. I am going to be betting this game. Quite frankly, I lost an entire day of research yesterday, with being home with two kids. I was dealing with this COVID situation, so I didn't quite get to go through everything. Some things I obviously like are a little bit too juicy, so just need to keep going through the numbers there in that Liverpool-Arsenal. May even wait until we get lineups, although I may not wait until you get lineups, because sometimes you see lineups and then things you like get even more juicier, because then the public's like, oh, this player's in the lineup, or this player's in the lineup, and then they start betting it, and then you start losing out some of your value. So I've got a pretty good idea of what the lineups are going to be. You got the second leg. First leg was 0-0. There are no away goals in this EFL Cup, so away goals they did away with the away goals competition. So I know what you're going to get from a lineup perspective. Just need a little bit longer to kind of go ahead and go through the numbers and see what we can like right there. NBA is tough tonight. Only 3 NBA games, no NBA first quarter number action lined up. Player props, you really don't have a huge lot of advantages and disadvantages going on with player props, so I thought that was really tough. But we will be getting in an NBA same game parlay, of course, over at FanDuel. They do that TNT promo that they like to do. Any game that's on TNT tonight, you can go ahead and put together a same game parlay. If you lose it, you'll just go ahead and get your bet back. As always, I only recommend tailing that if you're on FanDuel, because those are extremely risky. Anytime you make a same game parlay, you guys know those are risky and really hard to hit. We've been close. Last week we only lost by 1 leg, and we only lost that 1 leg because Nikola Jokic sat the entire fourth quarter due to a blowout. He plays that fourth quarter. He gets his normal minutes. We easily go ahead and get him over his point total, and we cash that same game parlay. So we were close last week. Let's see if we can't hit it, I'm going to have to give you guys that one on Twitter, as again, just need to go ahead and just kind of pour through more of the player prop information is what I need to go ahead and keep going through. So just check me out on Twitter. Also later on today at 12 p.m. Eastern time, between the posts, I'll be joined by Matt. And of course, we'll go through all 10 Premier League games this weekend, giving you guys leans and official bets for our Premier League, games this weekend. So make sure you check that out at 12 p.m. Eastern time with Matt and myself. All right, let's go ahead and get on into today's bets. I've got 2 bets to go ahead and give you. They are not for today. The first one is Saturday, maybe even be Sunday, if I recall. It's in Serie A. We're going right back to that both teams to score in over 2.5. We've been hot with these right here. You guys remember we got a cash at MPO versus Lazio. We got a cash versus MPO versus Sassuolo, and versus Sassuolo versus Verona. So we've coming in 3 and hot, dipping in the Serie A, both teams to score on over 2.5. So we're going to go right back to that. I've got this bet I'm going to give you guys is a 2-unit bet. One, because the information that I gave you on those 3 recent cashes that I just mentioned right there, all the same numbers really are for the same game today. And then secondly, we've gotten those 3 cashes, but they've been easy. I mean, hell, one was in the first 25 minutes, another one was in the first half, and another one was early second half. So we're getting easy cashes. With getting easy cashes and the numbers just being really identical, I went ahead and made this a 2-unit play. The game we want to go ahead and look at is Lazio versus Atalanta. So it's both teams to score and over 2.5. And you can get that at -124 over at BetRivers. Look, Lazio's games are averaging 3.9 games. That's first in the league. Atalanta's games are averaging 3.3 games. That's 7th in the league. If you look at Lazio at home, it's 4.4. And if you look at Atalanta on away games, it's 3.4. As Lazio's goal differential is 46-39. Atalanta's is 44-26. The last 6 head-to-heads have all cashed this. So literally the exact same analysis of 2 teams that score, 2 teams that give it up. It's been cashing in recent head-to-heads. Everything is the exact same as we've been getting cashes in Serie A over the last couple weeks. So it's a 2-unit bet for me. Both teams are scoring over 2.5. It's Lazio versus Atalanta. The next bet we want to go ahead and do is just continue to back Bayern. I mean, you guys know we back Bayern. Other than fading Bayern one time to a successful cash, which I still laugh at that, and that one still gives me that one still gets me pumped up that we were able to successfully fade Bayern and get a good cash right there. But we're going back to tailing Bayern. It's their team total, and it's over 2.5, and it's -122 over at FanDuel is where I got that one. They're going against Hertha Berlin. I mean, what more can I say about Bayern? I mean, I sit here and I feel like I just say the same information with Bayern. So let's just go ahead and tail Bayern like we always do, and just hope we can continue riding Bayern. They're obviously one of our favorite teams. Actually, they put a lot of money in our pocket. So going back to tailing Bayern. So go ahead and do that team total over 2.5 goals at -122. All right, so that'll do it today, guys. Again, look for me a little bit later on Twitter. We got Liverpool versus Arsenal. We've got some NBA games that maybe we'll go ahead and pull the trigger on a couple player props. Maybe we find some advantages as I keep digging through the research. We'll definitely do that FanDuel TNT promo. And then whatever bets the Hockey Squirrel gives us a little bit later on this afternoon, we'll obviously go ahead and make official bets right here. And we'll be cheering on for the Hockey Squirrel tonight. All right, guys, go enjoy your Thursday. Again, thank you guys for the thoughts and the comments there as my son in the COVID situation. I really do appreciate that. Go enjoy your Thursday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.